Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. This is part two of the mid-April Aquarius video. So where I was talking about is the free will card. This is taking the bull by the balls, okay, or taking the bull by the horns, however you want to think about it, and making things happen. This is you making a choice. This is you exercising your free will. Now it's interesting because I've been thinking a lot about this card. This card is a tricky little devil to me, because, and it's interesting, we got the little tricky little devil in the beginning. But this card makes me think about choices. It makes me think about how sometimes we make good choices and sometimes we make bad choices, And everything that's bad eventually turns to good because everything that you would consider bad eventually you learn from. So that's the whole point in a way. So in a way it's about experiencing things even if it's bad. In the end it's all good. And so actually the more bad stuff you go through, the more learning you do. So it's even better if you go through more bad stuff, but people don't really see it that way. The thing about the free will is that you can make a good choice, you can make a bad choice, and you can exercise your free will and exercise your right to choose something that may not be good for you because you can, you know? So my feeling for the last 2 weeks in April is think very carefully about your choices, Aquarius. Think very carefully about not because you should worry about making the bad choice, but because you want to be very mindful, I guess the word mindful, and put out into the universe things that are going to be good for you in the end, and things that, manifest things that you do want, okay? So I feel like some of you need to do more prayer and more manifestation and more like really writing things down of what it is that you really want and then implementing it, okay? What's going to be good for everyone in the end, okay? What's going to be good for you and then, but what's going to be good for everyone, okay? And making a good choice. This would be choosing not to be with the addict, okay? Because the addict is going to bring you down. Any of this negativity, choosing not to be afraid, choosing to embrace life and kind of go for it. And I always say, imagining that you're grabbing hold of that, that wheel and wheel of fortune, you're spinning it, and it tick, tick, tick comes, it stops on the thing that you want the most. And be careful what you wish for. That's what they say. So wish and manifest and put it out into the universe for good things, and good things will come to you, and it will happen. But also, you will need to take action steps to making it happen. So even though, yes, you're manifesting, you're like, God, please let me win the lottery ticket. Unless you go and you buy the lottery ticket, it's not going to happen, okay? This is also understanding that your free will changes things, but also other people's free will changes things. So I think of it as kind of like this intricate, kind of interwoven world that we're living in, because you may be driving along and stop at the stoplight, stop sign or stoplight, but somebody else may not. And that's their free will. They choose to blow the stop sign, or they choose to, and it's a conscious thing, they blow, and then, shit happens because they chose it, and shit happens to you because they chose it. So just be mindful of all the things that people's choices around you, what's kind of going on, your choices, but also their choices. So the shit that you may be dealing with, I feel like sort of towards the end of April, has a lot to do with other people's choices, as well as yours. But other people's choices are affecting you, potentially in a negative way, okay? And also know that the future hasn't been written yet, which means in this case, so for these situations, these instances, you need to try to think things through, make the best choices at the moment, and be mindful that you may not get what you want right away, but if you put your mind to it and manifest the thing that you want, and you make steps to going about it, there's more of a chance that you'll get it, that you'll win the wheel, you know, on the wheel, than if you didn't do it at all, okay? So be careful of any kind of reversals, any kind of anything that's, it has to do with other people, relationships and other people, where they're choosing, maybe somebody's choosing to go out to dinner with you, and, you know, you're like, I don't want to go, you know, and that may affect you negatively in some way, you know, why you didn't go, or, you know, when you didn't go, you know, something could happen to them, and you chose not to go, and it's still a negative thing for you. So just, I don't know, it's kind of a crazy example, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Now, in the position of emotions, you know, you're thinking about moving, okay? You got the moving card. Maybe you want to move. Maybe it's time for you to think about moving. Emotionally, you're there. Maybe emotionally, you're already, you know, maybe you're thinking about buying a house, or you're thinking bigger thoughts, not just like in the moment, status quo moment. You're thinking bigger thoughts, much bigger thoughts. To me, this is the moving card. This is choosing a new direction with somebody else. Maybe there's somebody that you'd like to move with, or maybe there's somebody that you'd like to, you know, have a relationship with, buy a house with. To me, any couples, some of you may be planning on buying a house, and some of you may be moving out of the country or overseas, because this is also a big move. Some of you may just be traveling. Some of you may be like planning a trip. You want to get away somewhere. You know, it's that, and this is not a commercial for Southwest Airlines, but I mean, it's like that want to get away ticket, you know what I'm saying, to someplace. And I always joke, and I always say that I'm going to buy a ticket to the Bahamas, and no one's ever going to see me again. You know? But that realistically, that's not going to happen. You're still going to see my videos. Not to worry, Aquarius. Not to worry. So yeah. So there's something about moving going on with you. And it's interesting. There may be two options. You're trying to choose between maybe 2 or even 3 houses. Okay. Or maybe you've moved 2 times, and you know you're thinking about moving a 3rd time in the area that you live. You know, there's the element of the 2 and the element of the 3. So it's like, I feel like what's in the background here are these 2 castles, and they're calling my attention. So you've got castle here, and there's also castle here, and you're kind of on a journey here. They're walking down this, so they've been here and they've been there, and now they want to go here. So, you know, some of you may be traveling and sightseeing, and some of you may have moved several times, and some of you may be planning things out for the last part of April or even into May. You're trying to plan things out and see how things kind of go as far as your living situation, or as far as travel. All of that may be on the horizon. Now, what you have coming in from the outside, and people always go, what does that mean? Well, it's outside influences, okay? It's God, it's fate, it's what other people are sending to you. Generally, if this is a negative card, I will say that other people are sending you negative energy, or it's not supported by the universe, meaning God is saying, no, this is a no, you know, your decision and your choice isn't the way to go, right? But in your case, for the last 2 weeks in April, especially getting towards the end of April, I feel like you're going to come to a really cool point, okay? Now, this is one of my victory cards, okay? So you've got 2 victory cards in this reading, okay? You've got your day in the sun here, which to me feels like, it's almost like you're going from night to day. Maybe the first 2 weeks of April was like night, you know, and then the lights go on, and it's like for the rest of April, it's like, you know, you feel really, really good. Now, I will caution you, before I go back into this card, you know, you have this, in the position of attitude, you have this really low moment, okay? So I feel like I'm going to say, career-wise, things are good. Relationship-wise, you need to work on things. You need to think about your choices. You need to manifest positive things. Really call to the universe and say, okay, this is what I want. Please make it happen. Call an Archangel Michael. Call the archangels and talk to them and be like, please make this happen for me. And to me, so you have two victory cards. One of the victory cards here, this is about riding off into the sunset, right? Things are amazing. And this card is more a career, I call it a career card, more about climbing to, this ledge, this peak. It's not the top of the world, but it is, and it's not necessarily the top of the mountain, but it is through blood, sweat, and tears, hard work, putting in the time and the effort, and actually getting somewhere, okay? So this is getting a new job. This is, but to me, this is labor, lots of labor collectively. So some of you are in, some of you may be in your 40s or 50s or even 60s, and you really put in your time, and this is your time where you're getting your recognition and you're getting, the money that you've wanted for so long, and it's a feel-good moment. And this is what's coming in from, like I said, the outside. So the universe is really supporting you here. The universe is supporting you in your work endeavors, anything that you're doing work-wise, career-wise. Aquarius, this is your time, okay, to get a lot accomplished. You can do a lot, I feel, in the last 2 weeks of April, because you have this really supportive energy coming in. It's like the universe is saying, go Aquarius, go. We're here for you, rooting for you. We want you to strive harder in your career. We want you to make more money. We want you to get the job. So I don't feel like those of you who have any kind of unemployment issues right now, that's going to change, okay? Really change for you, I feel like. But, okay, so that said, so you have these two victory cards. Things are good, especially towards the end of April. Not so much in the beginning. Obviously, we had a lot of planetary issues going on, and I feel like that's kind of fucked things up. But, so, in the position of your attitude, you have the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles in the upright is this girl who's just gone through a breakup, and she's crying, and or she's lonely. She maybe doesn't have anybody. She may not have a lot of people there for her, and she's really looking for love. She's looking for love, and she's looking for affection, and her cat or her dog is there, and the plants are there for her, but that's all that's really there. She doesn't see that love is there for her. She may not even believe love is actually there for her. And I feel like you may have started to doubt that you're either going to find somebody or that someone's going to come into your life that's really going to love you. And I guess I'm here to tell you that you need to work on your moods and your mood swings and your perspective, because in the reverse, it's almost like this glass is totally shattered, okay? Because in my mind, basically what happens is this falls out, because it's just the gravity thing. So it just falls, the glass falls out and falls down on the ground, and it shatters, basically. And so in my mind, your dream of having a relationship or having love in your life, or even like your dreams that you've had in the past of having, it's like for instance, my dream of meeting a rancher dude, that could be kind of like one of those things. It's just a dream, and it's kind of shattered, for whatever reason. Maybe it's shattered because you don't feel like anybody's there for you at all, and you can't even imagine somebody being there for you. And to me, it's like everything falls away. The few friends that you do have, for some reason, they fall away, and you're left alone. And maybe you feel like you can't get a hold of anybody, But to me, it's just really about love. It's feeling like your dream of love, of having love or having a relationship, and it can be even, a breakup that's going to happen. Like this is going on right now in mid-April, and then towards the end of April, this is happening. You basically broke free of this devil, dude, and you're like, I'm out of here, fuck this, and you just get out of the relationship, and you break free of it, and that's going to cause you some heartache, because it's going to shatter I'm getting the word illusion or dream of what it was. It's almost like you're going to realize the reality of the situation. You're going to have this moment where you're just like, oh my God, I've been in this relationship for so long. Or, oh my God, this person really has all these problems. They're not the person for me. Or this person isn't who I thought they were. And so it's something of shattering, something shattered, illusions, and it's depressing for you a little bit because it's the disappointment that love isn't perfect, or that your relationship isn't perfect, or that life isn't perfect. I'm getting emotional here, but it's that shattering, it's a disappointment of things not being what you want, and things not necessarily being as rosy as maybe you thought it was. They don't really teach you stuff when you're a kid. They don't teach you about the devil, and they don't teach you, about fears of commitment, and they don't teach you about addictions, and they don't teach you about losing your heart to someone who's undeserving. They just don't. And so if you're going through any of those things, my heart goes out to you. And I just feel like you are so disappointed and you're disgusted with either this person, or you're disgusted with people in general, towards the end of April, that you're in pain. You're in pain, and it's hurting you in a way you've gotten your heart broken. This is heartbreak. This is where you feel broken, in some way. Maybe your spirit's a little bit broken. You know what I mean? Because it's like your spirit's a little bit dampened, a little bit, because it's like the reality again. With the reality comes the disappointment. With the reality of, okay, this relationship is really like this, or this person is really like this, or this relationship isn't going to work, comes disappointment, And it's interesting because in the beginning, I think of April, we got the Hanged Man, and again, we're getting the Hanged Man again as a test for the last part of April. So I'm going to say that really the energy hasn't shifted that much. The Hanged Man, though, is really about a test of physical strength, okay, but also inner strength, okay. Some way, somehow, you're going to get through this, okay, and you're going to be all right, You need to ask for help. You need to... I'm getting, and some of you, I feel like I'm connecting with some of you. Some of you need to work on getting over the disappointment, of something that didn't work out, of a relationship that maybe isn't going to work, or something that's very, there's some heartache there. You need to do that, and for her, but it's Aquarius women, predominantly, because this is a female, but it can be a guy, okay? Maybe, some of you Aquarius guys, have gotten your heart broken, and maybe, you feel like nobody's there for you, and your dream of love has been shattered, and you're looking for someone to commit to. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe you're gay, and this person down here didn't want to commit to you, and he's the devil, and maybe he's got addiction problems, and maybe he, he basically took your heart and crushed it, like the sand coming out, and that's how you feel towards the end of April. And, the Hanged Man, though, is inner strength and patience and calm, and it's about hanging in there no matter what and knowing that you're going to be okay. But the Hanged Man is the strength that this boy, okay, so Aquarius guys, I feel like if you're an Aquarius male, this is going to be you at the end of April, working on your health, taking care of yourself, working on your inner strength, not just your physical strength, okay? So it's not just about eating right and sleeping right and going to the doctor. It's about you building up that inner confidence that you're going to be all right, that you're going to get well, that you're going to make it through this tough time, that this time isn't going to be like this forever, and things are going to change for the better, okay? And you have to think about it like that. And it's interesting, I never even noticed this before, but there's this cross, there's this like little necklace up there with the cross. You know, some of you need to have more faith. That, to me, that's faith, belief that things are going to be okay, and really understand that it's going to take the inner strength more than physical strength to get you better. Okay. Now, Aquarius ladies, you know, this could be you as well. Okay. This is, to me, this is you working on taking better care of yourself, working on your health. And I don't like it when I watch videos that are like, work on your health, it's now time to work on your health. And I'm like, nodding yes. But I really want to hear about relationships. So the funny thing is, I'm getting that it's like the universe wants you to take care of you first. They want you to work on your health and be like a whole person. And I know it's very difficult to do before they send you some new romance. And some time needs to pass in order for you to kind of process what's happened. And I pulled an additional card just because I felt like, okay, what the heck, why not? And the crazy thing is we got the Tower, okay? So to me that is out with the old. Outmoded ideas, outdated relationships, letting go of the past, in order to embrace the present, in order to embrace the future. It really is, and I tell people this all the time, the universe is not going to send you a new relationship, until you've let go of the old one, until you are ready to move on. And the universe always knows if you're like, yeah, I'm ready, but you're still thinking about the other guy, or you're texting the other guy, or you're not ready then. You're not ready. That's the truth, you know. And Aquarius, you know who you are, okay? Those of you who are thinking about someone, those of you who are very tempted. I feel like some of you are kind of in relationships where there's a third party. To me, it feels very love triangle. It feels very much like there's a third party, whether it's a boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, whatever that may be. There's temptation there because there's a third party involved. And so until that person is single, it's not going to work. So they need to be single. You need to be in the mindset of working on you, taking care of yourself, being patient, having the inner strength to get through things. Getting over the disappointment of the past, okay? Getting over the disappointment of any heartache or heartbreak or relationship that may have not worked out for you. So, I'm getting some of you, and I know some of you don't like this, but some of you need to get a divorce, okay? If this person's the devil, that's what you need to do. Whether you like to hear that or not, some of you are just probably not liking to hear that, but to me that's what's on the menu, what's on the agenda for you for the end of April, potentially even the beginning of May, okay? Getting out of a relationship that's no longer working for some of you. That's kind of what has to happen. For those of you who are single, because a lot of people like to hear about the people who are single, my lovely single Aquarius, again, it's letting go of the past, any disappointment or pain you may have had in the past with any relationships. Getting over people who were afraid of commitment, who maybe didn't want commitment. Looking for something new. That's kind of, and working on yourself. That's the main thing. Some of you are going, but I want a relationship so badly. When am I going to meet someone? I'd recommend you not calling me, but emailing me for a private reading in this case. That way I could do more of a relationship-focused spread for you and find out, okay, what's really blocking you. Yeah, that's what I would say. And then some of you, though, it's going to happen. I will say it's going to happen. I'm getting in May for some of you, okay? Some of you it's going to happen in August. And some of you it's going to happen in October or later in the fall. Late September, early October. I'm getting like 29, 30, October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd, something like that with the dates. Some of you, that's when it's really going to happen. But in the meantime, you need to take care of yourself, okay? Do not let go of your inner strength. Do not let any of this heartbreak or heartache really start to create a weakened spirit, okay? Because you're stronger than that. And if you are having these kinds of issues where you need to kind of work on your inner strength, would be always good for you to see, and I recommend a therapist. You're more than welcome to talk to me, but this kind of therapy I feel like you might need is some grief counseling, some trauma counseling, just some talk therapy where you can talk out some of your problems or some of your relationship fears and worries. So that would be my suggestion for you guys. I wish you all the best. I will be back again. I am going to be doing my sex and relationship videos as well as my finance videos as soon as possible, basically. I have scheduled a bunch of days to record my videos, so stay tuned for more, and I'm going to try to crank them out as fast as I can for you guys because I know you've been waiting. I don't believe I'm going to do the sex and relationships videos for mid-April. They're most likely going to be for May, and I apologize if I overpromised and underdelivered on that. But I've had a crazy schedule and a lot of private clients, which I totally love. So thanks again for messaging me and for contacting me. I love setting up private readings, and thank you so much for your referrals. I've had a lot of referrals lately, and I just want to say a special thank you for all that as well. Thank you for subscribing too. I have a lot of subscribers, and it's always just a real blessing. So anyways, I wish you guys all the very best. I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.